Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise and I have a question from Ms. D. She wants to, she doesn't say for sure, but I'm going to do a karmic reading and also, like past, present, future for Paul Singer. He's a billionaire that wined and dined, in her words. I love her question. Wined and dined Justice Alito. So, yeah, I think fishing trips, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I'm just going to focus in on his karma and see what's going on there. And I'll let you guys put in the details of what you know about the situation too. That'll be helpful. So anyway, let me swap out cameras here and bring you over my table. Hold on. All right, so as usual, I decided, well, not as usual. Like the last time. I can't remember who it was I read on. But I decided to use the Kipper, and this one is Ciro Marchetti's End of the Century deck. It was created, based around the Industrial Revolution, so it's pretty perfect for a lot of these people. So I'm going to remove my bias and just ask for the truth only. What is Paul Singer's karma, past, present, and future? And of course, the past creates the future, so, that's all pretty self-explanatory. All right, Paul Singer. Whoa. I just heard that he's the master of the masters of manipulation. Wow. Okay. Paul Singer. Karmic past, present, and most of all, future. Right there, okay. Wow, okay. Well, let's see. Let me get the rest of the cards out before I say too much about that one. Yeah. So far it's looking like there's no mistake at all that he's been working to manipulate people like judges on the bench, like Alito. Yeah. Oh, so this guy, okay. Wow. And here he is, pretty much exiting the reading. Looking forward to all of this. Whoa, but it's going to take quite some time. And he's also not healthy. Oh my goodness. He also has terrible, terrible karma with these two cards. My goodness. A very unhealthy soul. And he moves, wow. Oh, that's interesting. So he's coming from a place of, so it goes like this. When it comes to poverty and lack, now, if you're a child growing up that way, you have all these possibilities to work through it when you're growing up. But obviously he hasn't, because I think he's pushing 80 or so. For the little bit that I know about him is that he's, just a much older man who's, I really don't know anything about him other than he's trying to manipulate Alito, or he has manipulated Alito. And a bunch of cases went before the court, and this guy won, or his investment company won. I think he's a hedge fund dude. Investment dude. So, but anyway, bottom line here is when a person has a belief in lack, like there's never enough, That's what causes greed. So it's his, I would say, lifetime, over periods of lifetimes, karmic belief in lack. And, yeah, and man, this is like the Nine of Swords in the tarot, and it doesn't go away. So, okay. Because he came in here, he did appear, I'm going to start over here. I normally don't. Well, I go wherever the person shows up if they show up. So this is, of course, Paul Singer. This would have to be Judge Alito. And this is their clannish type of relationship that they're connected in, that they're bound to within. And I'll just go ahead and go with this line, but I'm drawn over here as well. Following this bit of story, Paul Singer is headed towards any judge, but particularly Judge Alito and the clan and the giving to get. But he's going to run into, so this is a political move that he's done, but he's going to run into restrictions in the future. All right, so this is, this one reason these readings are good to do is because we're kind of seeing a little bit of what might come, if I'm right, what might come of SCOTUS. And if you're new to my channel, just please know that I have a playlist titled SCOTUS, and I did karmic readings on every one of them, except for I haven't done Ketanji Brown Jackson, and I don't feel the need to. But I completed all of those, a long time before she was placed on, or affirmed on the bench. Confirmed, I should say. So, but anyway, with this guy, everything I said, and then he's going to run up against a wall. I don't know that he'll be locked up, but he'll definitely be restricted. This does not have to be imprisonment. It's a card of secrets coming out. Something, it's like it can be a trap that you've created on your own, of your own doing, your own self-made little prison. So he's trapped himself. And it's also someone who's, kind of alone and isolated. I doubt he has many friends based on these other cards. Yeah. So, major restriction coming through for him. And if it's going to be for him, that it's going to be for the judges as well. So this tells me, ethics committees, ethics rules, maybe we need like 5 different ethics organizations on the judges for a while. And because they're not supposed to accept any little gifts, right? And here we are, with the gift card is up here. So, yeah. Okay, so this guy, when the person that you're reading on appears at this side, whether it's the top, middle, or bottom, what it means is that they are having to clear up the past before they can move forward. And because his card came through down here at the bottom, then you can also say that all of these cards are weighing down on him. And he's, of course, the key focal figure in his life. He's the only one that can clear things up. So I'm going to take care of this side first, but just know that it's also his future. And then we'll look at this dark past as well that will explain the future. So he's going to have changes in his life as to people are going to be subpoenaed or asked to come in and give interviews, and they are going to be both wealthy, young and female and male, and I believe that there will be testifying that comes through on him, and then it's leading up to this. I don't know that he'll do any time, but he will be stopped. The message of concern card here is it's in other Kipper decks, it's sad news, but it can also be, receiving a subpoena. And notice up here, we have the high honor card. Well, it can be his reputation, but it could also be any one of the judges on the bench. And they are subpoenaed as well. And of course, like I said, this is Alito. And this card is knighting to him, so it's his reputation that's on the line as well. And he has, see, here's our master manipulator card right here. This card is like a card for vampires, energy thieves that just, want to take everything, and they're very negative, and they're very irresponsible, and they don't care about anything other than what they want, and besides the fact that they steal. But there's something wrong with the dude, and it's hanging over him. Yeah, wow. Okay, so anything else? There's not much else knighting to him other than I don't know who she is, or if she could be a daughter, or someone who's not going to like getting subpoenaed as well. I don't know about his family. I mean, it's possible this is a daughter and a son, or any other younger relatives. So let's go with the four corners. Okay, so Paul Singer has a couple of years of stress, a couple of years of major problems, and investigations going into him, and it will create change in his life. Might make him want to leave the country. I mean, goodness knows, I think this guy's screwed around with Argentina and Peru, I think, if I remember. Is he the guy that did that? I think. I'm vaguely picking up little things from way back, but it could be someone else, so I should not say anything there. Sorry about that. So anyway, the adjudication card really should be adjudication, but back in the day, I guess maybe that's what it was. A long time ago. This is our card for investigations. It's our card for judges, right? So here he is with judges that are going to go through changes as well, because there will be investigations that go back and forth, and over all the details and where the money came through and who was risky enough to, to do the actual deed of just go ahead, yeah, let's do that. No, I mean, these guys, they know, these judges, all of these dirty judges. So Clarence Thomas, Alito, even Robert, it's all going to come out with all these guys. Scalia, he's gone, but he was one of the worst. Probably Clarence Thomas is the worst as far as being disgusting, but Gorsuch is kind of a little weirdo too. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be so judgmental and biased. But they just, I've read on all of them, and I know which ones were the creepiest. So, bottom line is here with this, money card. This is a chance there will be investigations, and the judges took their chance with a way to make money. And like I was starting to say before, they know that they have lifetime appointments, and they know that they've had no ethics, no watchdog group looking over them. So it's an awful setup from the get-go, and they have taken advantage of it. I mean, this is just like a judge taking payouts, right? I don't know if you guys have ever seen that series. I think it was on Showtime. I used to subscribe to that. Bryan Cranston, one of my favorite actors. I met him once. He's really, really nice. He was kind to me when he didn't need to be, but I was just a receptionist, and he noticed me and said hi, and and the people he was to meet with were right behind me. He could have just walked right past me, but he didn't. And I just felt that heart connection for just a split second. He's a really sweet guy. Anyway, Back to squirrel moment there. Sorry. Back to that show. It's called. I think it's called Your Honor. And it, he's a judge, and it goes through. Oh man, it's hard to watch, but it has a really good ending. So I recommend it if you haven't already seen it. Anyway, so judges taking risks, and this guy's karma is, of course, right? Manipulating judges, manipulating the most powerful, and he doesn't mind. He's got the karma he has hanging over him is, going back and forth and altering what could have been, just left alone. And what's happened is that he's tried to just create all this progress for himself and, didn't care. Now, another possibility, too, here with this change card, because it's you can see it's a card for vehicles. So we could just say that he's been a vehicle of change for these wealthy people who don't care about their karma, because remember those other cards we had, or actually here remember right in here, that karmic card. Really dark soul, man. So, okay, so that covers the four corners. Opening up the reading here, we have judges who have loyally gotten, what's the word when they bring through a judgment? They've loyally done what this guy wanted, and other guys. They've been beholden to these people that are heads of, like Leonard Leo. They just did a reading on him last week. So people like Leonard Leo, who was in charge of, was he the founder? No, I think he was a co-founder, vice president or whatever, of the Federalist Society. And there's also Opus Dei, that's another series you can watch on Netflix. It's called The Family, if you want more information on how this has started way, 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 way back when. So, but anyway, this guy in his karma, in his probably, many lifetimes, if I use the tarot, I might see more, but I believe that this guy's been at it forever because he's built up quite a foundation with these judges. Like he knew, just think of what it takes to know that you get in bed with the people with the most power. And it's not just judges, it's not just attorneys, it's, Supreme Court judges. Like he went right to the top. And so his future is that he's going to have to look back to the past and everything that he's done. And you can see right here the loyalty to working with anyone who would give him what he wanted. And he's, it's like he's, here we go, hold on. These two cards here really relate to this one because he's been this way, just such a belief in lack, which creates greed. He can't think of anything else. This is the card of someone with severe psychological problems, who's very pessimistic, really insecure, and even, we could say an ignoramus of his own, in his own right. There's a place where people, Trump gets this card every week, you guys. Every time I use a kipper, anyway. People who are depressed, people who are they have such a misinterpretation of reality. And we've got this just mulling around. He can't think of anything else except money, and who can he manipulate? So there's a tremendous amount of dependency on these wealthy people because he knows he can't do it alone. Well, no one can actually do anything alone, but he's hooked up with the dark side, man. Jeez. And love, I believe truly that love is our only protection. So where's the love here? I'm not seeing it. Seeing the love of money. And it reminds me of that, of the Jimi Hendrix quote when he said something about when the power of love overcomes the love of power, then we will know peace. So let's go to the center of the reading here. He has a community of judges who will work with him right here. And in the future, I wonder if he has a daughter and she's tied into it as well. Or this is someone who comes forward and testifies, gets a subpoena, and then testifies. And that's part of the reason that he's looking forward to this great restriction here. And like I said, this guy's pushing 80, so these people don't live forever. And they're trying to set reality up for their future generations. So, but kids come in, they incarnate into families in order to teach the parents, like, what's the way to, what real love is and what would be the way to live. Or they're just like him and it all depends. So anyway, this guy has built, all this is hanging over him, a community of people who are loyal to creating wealth, just like Justice Alito. And this whole community of greedy people and their secrets, I believe, will be exposed because of all this up here. Yeah, wow. Okay, I think that's it. If you guys want to, the other things that you can always do in a little bit of this is a mini grand tableau, it's not the whole thing, and I don't have the mat down with the houses and all of that, but what another technique you can do is mirror the cards together, right? Like for him, it's going to take a long time, and Alito will be involved, and Alito will be restricted as well. And anyone else involved in the clan, there will be an ethics committee, there will be rules. There are rules already about receiving bribes. This would be their card for receiving bribes. So you can do that with here, I might as well just go ahead and do it. So there's ambition and wealthy people who are taking a risk, who have been taking a risk in order to amass wealth. And they're as sick, they are just as sick as this guy and Justice Alito. It's like, think of Clarence Thomas, because the cards around talk about, why they're like that, who is like this, and we have both the adjudication and the courthouse card come through right at the opening. So these are other judges on the bench. So the risk to create wealth and the ambition to create wealth will bring in a lot of sad news and subpoenas eventually if they live long enough, and their darkness will, come out. And there will be a lot of work in order to expose the vampires, basically, right? And there's a lot of them. There are a lot of, we could call, usually this is my J6 committee card, but in this situation, in the context of this reading, this to me would be like the 1% billionaires, right? And then up here in the top row, change will come because of investigations and the loyal people here that they're coming from old money. Their reputations will be discovered because of the gifts that have been given. Like this center line here is very telling. So that's it, you guys. I'm gonna get this uploaded, and happy 4th of July, by the way. I had a fire, not a firecracker. I had like a bomb go off. One of my neighbors, but like a mile on the other side where there's no houses and there's nothing in between, just this field. It sounded like a damn bomb. I was like, oh, please, no more of that. Thank goodness there was only that one. But so my prayers go out to everyone that just doesn't like that at all, and especially their pets. Oh, okay. Thanks, you guys. Take good care. Bye.